I want to ask you about obviously the big event here. Your foreign policy spokesman, Richard Grenell. He quit 2 weeks on the job. He's gone. He had come under fire, of course, as we're all aware now, by conservative activists for the fact that he was gay. He had supported a UN gay rights resolution. The Family Research Council President Tony Perkins was said he was glad. He said Brian Fisher, the far-right American Family Association radio host, had attacked Grenell, and I quote, when he quit, he said, "This is a huge win." Did he leave because he was gay?
Well, first, let me just correct you. He wasn't 2 weeks on the job. He was scheduled to start May 1. And, of course, we were disappointed that he chose to resign ahead of his start date. We tried to persuade him to stay. Look, we hired Rick because he was supremely qualified to serve as our foreign policy spokesman. This is a guy who spent 8 years at the U.S. mission to the United Nations. He served 4 different U.S. ambassadors, including Ambassador John Bolton. We thought he would have filled a very specialized need that we had for someone who could speak on foreign policy and national security matters. We tried to persuade him to stay. He felt, for his own reasons, that he couldn't serve effectively, and we were disappointed that he decided to resign.
So you did try to persuade him to stay. I'm just curious because his statement, and I just want to quote it directly to get your response. He said, quote, "My ability to speak clearly and forcefully on the issues has been greatly diminished by the hyper-partisan discussion of personal issues that sometimes comes from a presidential campaign." Obviously, it sounds there, reading between the lines, that the focus on his personal decisions, on perhaps his sexuality, was why he chose to go. Maybe not because it was happening in your campaign, but it was happening by others in the Republican Party.
Yeah, and that's disappointing. Whenever there are voices of intolerance within the party, or the Democratic Party for that matter, it doesn't matter where it's coming from, it's disappointing. And the governor has taken the opportunity in the past to denounce those voices of intolerance. But in Rick's case, and I can't speak for Rick, but I think he felt that his effectiveness was going to be compromised, that he couldn't carry out the job the way he wanted to do it. But let me tell you, with respect to Governor Romney and his record of hiring, it is based strictly on qualifications. We do not take into consideration non-factors like race or ethnicity or sexual orientation. We look for the best possible people to do the job. We thought Rick would have been the best person to be our foreign policy spokesman. We tried to persuade him to stay on, and as I said, we're disappointed that he resigned.